Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. We welcome you to the final show of an absolutely absurd performance of theatrical farce at its very best, right here at the Junction, home of independent theatre in the UAE. At the onset, may I remind you that the Junction is a black box format theatre, and any light, sound, or movement does disturb the actors. In order to avoid any disturbances and ensure that you enjoy the most uncompromising experience tonight, we humbly request you to put your mobile phones on silent, switch off any alarms you may have scheduled, and if possible, just enjoy the next hour and a half in airplane mode. We also urge you to respect the actors and avoid leaving the theatre to attend calls, use the washroom, or for any other reason as far as possible. And finally, do refrain from photography of any kind, especially flash photography, during the period of the performance. Professionally clicked pictures of the play will soon be available on the 872 Productions Facebook page, courtesy of our in-house photographer. And now, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, 872 Productions presents, in association with The One, where price and design matter, the real Inspector Hound.
So me and the lads have had a meeting at the bar and decided that it's first-class family entertainment. But if it goes beyond 10:30, it's self-indulgent. Pass it on. I'm on my own tonight. Don't mind if I join you.
Hello, Bird Boot.
Where's Higgs?
I'm standing in. Where's Higgs? Every time. It's as if we only existed one at a time, combining to achieve continuity. I keep space warm for Higgs. My presence defines his absence confirms my presence, his presence precludes mine. When Higgs and I walk down this aisle together to claim our common seat, the oceans will fall into the sky and the trees will hang with fishes.
Where's Higgs?
The very sight of me with a complimentary ticket is enough. The streets are impassable tonight, the country is rising and the cry goes up from hill to hill, where's Higgs? Perhaps he's dead at last, or trapped in a lift somewhere, or succumbed to amnesia, wandering the land, his pockets stuffed with ticket stubs.
Yes. Well, I didn't bring Myrtle tonight. Not exactly her cup of tea, I thought. Tonight.
Over her head, is it?
Well, no. I mean, it's a sort of thriller, isn't it?
Is it?
That's what I heard. A who killed thing, and no one will leave the house.
Yes, I suppose so. Underneath.
It's a whodunit, man. Look at it. Has it started?
Yes.
Are you sure?
It's a pause.
You can't start with a pause. If you ask me, there's total panic back there. Oh, where's Higgs tonight then?
It will follow me to my grave and become my epitaph. Here lies Moon, the second string. Where's Higgs? Sometimes I dream of revolution. A bloody coup d'etat led by the second rank. Troops of actors slaughtered by their understudies. Magicians sawn in half by indefatigably smiling glamour girls. Entire cricket teams wiped out by marauding hordes of 12th men. I dream of champions chopped in half by rabbit-punching sparring partners, while eternal bridesmaids turn and rape the bridegrooms over sausage rolls. And private parliamentary secretaries plant bombs in the minister's humber. Comedians die on provincial stages, robbed of their feeds by mutely triumphant stooges, and march an army of deputies and assistants, of the right-hand men, the seconds in command, the runners-up, all storming the palace gates, where the second son has already mounted the throne, having committed regicide with a croquet mallet. Stand-ins of the word stand up! Sometimes I dream of Higgs.
Have a chocolate.
What kind?
Black magic.
No thanks.
All right then. Watch the girl.
Oh, you think she did it?
No. The girl? Watch her.
What girl?
You won't know her. I'll give you a nudge.
Oh, I see. You know her then, do you?
What's that supposed to mean? Well, I'm trying to tip you a wink. Give you a nudge is a good tip. It would do you some good spotting her first time out. She's new, from the provinces, going straight to the top. I don't want to put words in your mouth, but a word from us and we could make her.
I suppose you've made dozens of them like that.
I'll have you know that I'm a family man, devoted to my homely but good-natured wife. And if you're suggesting a man of my scrupulous morality falsely besmeared...
Is that her?
Don't be absurd, I wouldn't be caught dead with that old man.
Mrs. Drudge, the help.
We interrupt our program for a special police message. The search still goes on for the escaped madman who is on the run in Essex. County Police, led by Inspector Hound, have received a report that the man has been seen in the desolate marshes around Muldoon Manor. The man is wearing a darkish suit with a lightish shirt. He is of medium height and build and youngish. Anyone seeing a man answering to this description and acting suspiciously is advised to phone the nearest police station. That is the end of the police message.
So, that's what they say about me, is it?
What?
Oh, I know what goes on behind my back. Sniggers, slanders, hole in the corner innuendo. What have you heard?
Nothing.
Tittle, my dear fellow Tattle. I take no notice of it. The sly envy of scandalmongers. I can afford to ignore them. I'm a respectable married man.
Incidentally,
What off a duck's back I assure
who
you.
was that lady I saw you with last night?
How dare you? Don't you come in here with your slimy insinuations. My wife Myrtle understands perfectly well that a man of my critical standing is obliged to mingle occasionally with the world of footlights, simply by the way of keeping of faith with the latest. I'm sorry that a man of my scrupulous integrity be vilified or pilloried in the stocks of common gossip. Why, I have nothing to hide. Why, if this should reach the ears of my beloved...
Can I have a chocolate? A chocolate. Can I have one?
Yes. Yes, my dear fellow. Let's have a chocolate. No point. Yes. Which one would you like? Coffee cream, Turkish delight, cherry, strawberry.
Montelima. I will have a Montelima.
The last one.
Gooseberry fondue.
No.
Pistachio fudge. Nectarine cluster. Hickory nut praline. Chateau Nouf de Pape, number 55.
I'm
Bracknell.
afraid not caramel. Thanks very much. Incidentally, old chap, I'd be grateful if you didn't mention. I mean, you know how these misunderstandings get about. What? The fact is, my wife Myrtle simply doesn't like theatre.
By the way, congratulations, Bird Boot. At the Theatre Royale, your entire review, reprinted in neon.
Oh yes, of course, and that whole thing.
You've seen it, of course.
I mean, I was passing alone.
Well, I, for one, intend to take a second look when it has settled down.
I have a couple of pictures on my phone. I don't know if you can.
Of course, love to. Yes, lovely. Awfully, sound. It has scale. It has color. It is, in the best sense of the word, electric. Large as it is a small masterpiece. And I would go as far as to say kinetic without being pop. And having said that, I think it must be said, here we have a review that adds a whole new dimension to the critical scene. I urge you, make haste to the Theatre Royale, for this is the stuff of life itself. All I ever got was unforgettable on the posters for what was it?
Oh yes, of course. Was that you? I thought it was Higgs.
Hello, the drawing room of Lady Muldoon's country residence. entrance one morning in early spring. Hello, the Who? Whom do you wish to speak to? Oh, I'm afraid there's no one of that name here. This is all very mysterious, and I'm sure it's leading up to something. I hope nothing's amiss, for we, that is Lady Muldoon and her house guests, are here completely cut off from the rest of the world, including Major Magnus, the wheelchair-ridden half-brother of her ladyship's husband, Lord Albert Muldoon, who one day, 10 years ago, went out for a walk on the cliffs and was never seen again. And all alone, for they had no children.
Derivative, of course.
But quite sound.
Should a stranger enter our midst, which I very much doubt it, I'll tell them you called. Bye-bye. Ah!
Ah, hello there. I'm Simon Gascoigne. I hope you don't mind. The door was open, so I just wandered in. I'm a friend of the lady of the house, Lady Muldoon, having made her acquaintance through a mutual friend, Felicity Cunningham, shortly after moving into the neighborhood, just the other day.
I'm Mrs. Drudge. I don't live here. I pop in on my bicycle when the weather allows it to help in the running of this quaint, though somewhat isolated Muldoon Manor. Judging by the time he did well to get here before our water cuts us off for all practical purposes from the outside world.
I took the shortcut over the cliffs and followed the old smuggler's path around the treacherous swamps that surround this strangely inaccessible house.
Yes, many visitors have remarked on the topographical quirks of the local strata, whereby there are no roads leading from the manor, but there are ways of getting in, weather allowing.
I must say, it's been a lovely day so far.
Oh, but now that the cuckoo beard's in bud, there'll be fog before the sun hits Foster's Ridge.
I say, you country people really know weather.
No weather what?
Yes, it does seem to be coming on a bit foggy.
Oh, the fog is very treacherous around here. It rolls off the sea without warning, shrouding the cliffs in a deadly mantle of blind man's buff. Ooh.
Yes, I've heard it said.
I've known all weekends where Muldoon Manor, as this quaint old Queen Anne house is called, might as well have been floating on the pack ice for all the good it would have done phoning the police. It was on a weekend such as this where Lord Albert Muldoon had lately brought back his beautiful bride to the home of his ancestors, went out for a walk 10 years ago, and his body was never found.
Yes, indeed. Poor Cynthia.
Oh no, his name was Albert.
Yes, indeed. Poor Albert. But tell me, is Lady Muldoon about?
Oh yes, she's on the lawn playing tennis with Felicity Cunningham.
Felicity Cunningham!
Yes, a mutual friend, I believe you said, and happy chance. I'll go tell them that you're here.
Oh, no, I don't think I can stay, as a matter of fact. I should really be off. Please don't disturb them.
No, you must stay. We haven't had fall for Pontoon Bridge in the manor in quite some time, and I don't play cards myself.
So, there is another guest then?
Oh yes, Major Magnus, the crippled half-brother of Lord Albert Muldoon, who popped in out of the blue from Canada just the other day, completes the house party.
I think I must be waiting for Higgs to die.
What?
Half afraid that I'll vanish when he does.
Hello?
I wonder if it's the same for Puckeridge.
Who?
Third Street.
You're standing.
Does he wait for Higgs and I to write each other's obituaries? Does he dream?
To whom do you wish to speak? What's he like?
Bitter.
There is no one of that name here.
What's he like as a critic? What's Puckeridge like as a critic?
Nobody knows!
You must have got the wrong number.
There's always been me and Higgs! Puckeridge as a critic.
Simon Gascoigne. It's not him, of course.
What?
I said it's not him.
Who is it then?
My guess is Magnus.
In disguise, you mean?
What?
You think he's Magnus in disguise?
I don't think you're concentrating.
I thought you said,
You keep chattering about Higgs and Puckeridge. What's the matter with you?
I wonder if they talk about me.
Here is another police message. Essex County Police are still searching in vain for the madman who is at large in the deadly marshes of the coastal region. Inspector Hound, who is masterminding the operation, is not available for comment, but it is widely believed that he has a secret plan. Meanwhile, police and volunteers are combing the swamps with loud hailers shouting, "Don't be a madman, give yourself up." That is the end of the police message.
Yes. Yes, I should think my name is seldom off Puckridge's lips. Sad, really. It's no life at all to be a stand-in. Yes. Higgs never gives me a second thought. I can tell by the way he nods.
Revenge, of course.
What?
Jealousy.
Nonsense. There's nothing personal.
A paranoid grudge.
It's merely that it isn't enough to wax at another's wane, to be held in reserve, to be on hand, on call, to step in or not at all. The substitute, the near touch, temporary acting. For I am moon, continuous moon, moon in my own shoes, moon in June, April, and September. And no other member of the human race keeps warm my bit of space. Yes, I can tell by the way he nods.
Quite mad, of course.
Oh?
The answer lies out in the swamps.
Oh.
The skeleton in the cupboard is coming home to roost.
Yes. Already in the opening act, we see the classic impact of the catalytic figure, the outsider, plunging through to the center of an ordered world and setting up the disruptions, the shockwaves, which, unless I am mistaken, will strip these comfortable people, these crustaceans in the rock pool of society, strip them of their shells and lay exposed the trembling raw meat, which at the heart of it all is us. But there is
I
more to it.
agree. Keep your eye on Magnus.
Out!
I see, bird boo.
It's the one.
You!
Hello again.
What are you doing here?
Well,
She's
no doubt you're surprised to see me.
Oh, honestly, darling, you really are extraordinary.
Yes, well, here I am.
You must have been desperate to see me. I mean, I'm flattered, but couldn't you wait until I got back?
There is something you don't know.
Oh, what is it?
Look, about the things I said, it may be that I got carried away a little. I think we both did.
What are you trying to say?
I love another.
I see.
I didn't make any promises, I merely...
You don't have to say any more.
Oh, I did not want to hurt
Not
you.
all the nerve.
Well, but I...
You philandering
Let
cat!
me explain.
This is hardly the time or place. You think you can barge in anywhere, whatever I happen to be doing?
But I want to know that... I want you to know that my admiration for you was sincere. I don't want you to think that I didn't mean those things I said.
I'll kill you for this. Simon Gascoigne!
It was her.
I told you, straight to the top.
No, I mean.
Look! Yes! What is it?
I've come to set up the card table, sir.
I don't think I can stay for a game of cards.
Oh no, Lady Muldoon will be very disappointed.
Does she know I'm here?
Oh yes, I've told her, and it's put her in quite a tizzy.
Really? Well, I suppose now that I've cleared the air. Quite a tizzy, you say? Really? Really?
Felicity, she's the one. Nonsense. A red herring.
No, I mean, it was her.
What was?
The lady I saw you with last night.
Are you suggesting that a man of my scrupulous integrity would trade in his pen for a mess of pottage? Simply because in the course of my profession I happen to have struck up an acquaintance that is have a warm regard, if you like, for a fellow toiler in the vineyard of grease paint? I find it simply intolerable to be vilified of pillory.
I know you
To
blind.
find myself the object of uninformed malice, the petty slanders of little men.
I'm sorry.
To suggest that my good opinion in the Journal of Unimpeachable Integrity is at the disposal of the first coquette who gives me what I want. A ladies' man. Why, Myrtle and I have... Rice! Who's that?
Simon?
Lady Cynthia Muldoon.
Who is she? Cynthia?
Don't say anything for the moment. Just hold me.
She's beautiful! A vision of eternal grace, a poem.
I think her mouth is open.
I think we should.
We can't go on meeting like this.
Cynthia, we have nothing to be ashamed of.
Please. Darling, this is madness.
Cynthia, I am madly in love with you.
Remember where we are.
Cynthia, I love you.
Don't! I love Albert.
But Albert's dead! Do you understand me? Albert's dead!
No! I'll never give up hope. Let me go. We're not free.
I don't care. We were meant for each other, had we but met in time.
You're a cad, Simon. You will use me and cast me aside as you have cast so many others.
No, Cynthia. You can make me a better person.
You're ruthless. So strong. So cruel.
The son she never had, now projected in this handsome young stranger, turned into lover. Youth, vigor, the animal, the athlete as aesthete, breaking down the barriers and the deepest levels of desire.
I think you're right, her mouth is open.
Stop! Can't you see you're making a fool of yourself?
I'll kill anyone who comes between us.
Yes. What is it, Mrs. Judge?
Should I close the windows, milady? The fog. Oh, the fog is
Oh, yes,
very...
yes, you'd better. Looks like we're in for one of those days. Are the cards ready?
Oh, yes, milady.
Good. And would you tell Miss Cunningham we are waiting?
Yes, milady.
And fetch the meter down with you?
I think I hear him coming down the stairs, milady. I think I hear him coming down the stairs, milady.
Oh, sorry.
Never had a chance. Right under the wheels.
Simon, darling, are you all right?
I have witnesses.
Simon, say something!
Oh, I'm most frightfully sorry.
How long have you been a pedestrian?
Ever since I could walk.
Can you walk now? Oh, thank God. Oh, Major, this is Simon Gascoigne.
What's he doing here?
He just turned up.
Really? How do you like it here?
Well, I could stay here forever.
So, you're still here? Of course he's still here. We're going to play cards. And there's no need to introduce you two, is there? For I recall now that you, Simon, met me through Felicity, our mutual friend.
Yes, Simon is an old friend, though not as old as you, Cynthia dear.
Yes, I haven't seen Felicity since.
Last night.
Indeed. Well, you deal, Felicity. Simon, help me with the sofa. And Magnus, would you partner Felicity against Simon and me?
Will Simon and you always be partnered against me?
What do you mean, Magnus?
You are a damned attractive woman.
Please, please,
Cynthia.
remember Albert.
Albert's dead, Cynthia, and you're still young. I'm sure he would have wished than you and I.
Oh, no, Magnus. This is not to be.
It's Gascoigne, isn't it? I'll kill him if he comes between us.
Simon! Right. Who starts?
I do. No bid.
Did I hear you say you saw Felicity last night, Simon?
Did I? Yes, yes. Felicity, your turn.
Oh, well, I've had my turn, haven't I, Simon? Now it seems it's Cynthia's turn. That's my trick, Felicity, dear. Hell hath no fury like a woman scorned, Simon.
Yes, I've heard it said.
So I hope you have not been cheating, Simon.
No, Felicity, it's just that I hold the cards.
Oh, well done, Simon.
Strange how Simon appeared in the neighbourhood from nowhere. We know so little about him.
It doesn't always pay to show your hand.
Right. Simon, it's your opening on the minor bit.
Let's see. I hear there is a dangerous madman on the loose.
Simon?
Ah, yes, yes, sorry.
Oh, I'm not.
Personally, I think he's been hiding out in the deserted cottage on the cliffs.
Flush!
No, Simon, your luck's in tonight.
We shall see. The night is not over yet.
Simon Gascoigne.
So you're the crippled half-brother of Lord Muldoon who turned up out of the blue from Canada just the other day. Took you long enough to get here. What'd you do, walk? Oh, I'm most frightfully sorry.
Care for a spin round the rose garden, Cynthia?
No, Magnus, I must talk to Simon.
I think my round, Major.
You think so?
Yes, I do, Major.
You know, there's an old Canadian proverb handed down from the Blackfoot Indians, which says, he who laughs last laughs longest.
Yes, I've heard it said.
Well, I think I'll go oil my gun.
I think Magnus suspects something. And Felicity. Simon, was there anything between you and Felicity?
No, Cynthia, it's over between her and me. It was a mere passing, fleeting thing we had. But now that I've found you,
If I find that you have been untrue to me, Simon, if I find that you have falsely seduced me from my dear husband Albert, I will kill you, Simon Gascoigne.
Can't sit around the old wick in his opera cloak and passes me the tat. Do you believe in love at first sight?
It's not that I think I'm a better critic than him.
Oh, I feel my whole life is changing.
I am, but it's not that.
Oh, the world will laugh at me, I know.
It's not that they're much in the way of shoes to step into.
Call me an infatuated old fool.
They're not.
Condemn me.
He's standing in my light, that is all.
Betrayer of my class.
An almost continuous eclipse interrupted by the phenomenon of moonlight.
I don't care. I'm a goner.
And I dream of the day his temperature goes through the top of his head.
Oh, the sweet madness of love.
Of the spasms of the stairs.
Myrtle farewell.
Dreaming of the stairs he'll never reach.
But I only live but once.
Sometimes I dream I've killed him.
What? What? Quite a beautiful performance, a collector's piece, I shall say so.
Yes. A promising debut. I will put in a good word. Yes.
It grounds of personal feelings as to withhold censure.
You're right. Courageous, courageous.
Oh, I know what the people will say. There goes Birdwood buttering up his latest.
Ignore them.
But I rise above that. The fact is, I genuinely consider her performance to be one of the summits in the range of contemporary theatre.
Trim-buttocked. That is the word for her, sir.
No. Her radiance, the inner sadness.
Does she come across with it?
The fact is, the role was written as a mere cipher. She manages to make Cynthia a real person.
Cynthia?
And should she care to meet me over a drink as a way of thanking me, as it were?
You fickle old bastard!
Are you suggesting? Yes.
Well,
Turning out quite nicely, wouldn't you say?
yes, a nice trichotomy of forces. One must reserve judgment until final confrontation. But I think it's pretty clear where we're heading.
I agree. It's Magnus a mile off.
What's Magnus a mile off?
If we knew that, we wouldn't be here.
Yes. Let me say at once that it has Elon, while at the same time avoiding Eclos. And having said that, I am bound to ask, does this play know where it's going?
It seems pretty open and shut to me, Moon. Magnus is not who he seems, and he has his next victim marked down.
Does it, I repeat, declare its affiliations? There are moments, and I would not begrudge at this, when this play, and if we can call it that, and upon balance I think we can, aligns itself uncompromisingly on the side of life. Je suis, it seems to be saying, ergo sum. I think we are entitled to ask, what really is this play concerned with? It is my belief that this play is concerned with what I have referred to elsewhere as the nature of identity. I think we are entitled to ask, yes, and one is irresistibly reminded of Voltaire's cry, voila. I think we are entitled to ask, where is God?
Who?
God.
God?
I think we are entitled to ask.
Hello, the same half an hour later. No, I'm afraid there's no one of that name here. Bye-bye. Black or white, milady?
White, please.
Black or white, miss?
White, please.
Black or white, Major?
White, please.
Sugar, milady?
Yes, please.
Sugar, miss?
Yes, please.
Sugar, Major?
Yes, please.
Biscuit, milady?
The second half, however, fails to fulfill the promise.
If you ask me, there is something funny going on.
We interrupt our program for a special police message. The search for the dangerous madman who is on the loose in Essex has now narrowed to the immediate vicinity of Muldoon Manor.
Oh!
Police are hampered by the deadly swamps and the fog, but believe that the madman spent last night in a deserted cottage on the cliffs. The public is advised to stick together and make sure none of their number is missing. That is the end of the police message.
Where's Simon?
Who?
Simon? Have you seen him?
No.
Magnus, have you?
No.
No.
There is something foreboding in the air. It is as if one of us...
Felicity, the house is locked up tight. No one can get in. And besides, the police are practically on the doorstep.
I don't know, it's just a feeling.
It's only the fog.
Hound will never get through on a deal like this.
Fog?
He means the inspector.
Is he bringing that dog?
Not that I know of.
Never get through the swamps. I'm afraid that the madman can show his hands in safety now.
What's that?
It sounded like the cry of a gigantic hound.
Poor devil.
Oh, there it is again!
It's right outside the house. It's coming this way. Oh! Oh! Mrs. Judge.
Inspector Hound, milady.
A police dog?
Lady Muldoon,
Oh, yes.
I came as quick as I could. What can I do with my foghorn and my swan boots?
Mrs. Judge will take them out. Be prepared, as the force's motto has it, Inspector. How very resourceful.
Well, a little bit of weather can't stop a policeman from doing his duty.
Yes. Oh! Inspector Hound, Felicity Cunningham,
Good evening.
Major Magnus Muldoon.
Good evening. Well, sorry.
Do go on.
Thank you. So tell me all about it in your own words. Take your time. Begin at the beginning and don't leave anything out.
I beg your pardon.
Rest assured, you're in safe hands now. I do hope you didn't touch anything.
I'm afraid I don't understand.
I am Inspector Hound.
Yes,
So tell me about it.
I really have no idea.
Well, how did it start?
What?
The thing?
What thing?
The trouble!
But there hasn't been any trouble.
Didn't you call the police?
No, well, I didn't.
What for?
I see. Well, that puts you in a difficult position. I think I'll be getting along then.
I'm terribly sorry.
That's perfectly all right.
Well, thank you very much.
Not at all. You never know. It might have been a serious matter.
Drink?
More serious than that even.
Drink before you go.
No, thank you.
Oh, well, I do hope you find him.
Find who, madam? How did it?
I thought you were looking for the lunatic.
Well, what do you know about that?
It was on the radio.
Was it indeed?
Yes.
Well, actually, that's why I came. I didn't want to say anything I didn't know what you already knew. And there's no point causing unnecessary panic, especially with a murderer in the midst.
Murderer, did you say?
Ah, that wasn't on the radio.
Who has he murdered, Inspector?
Well, no one, yet. Let's hope we're in time.
You believe he's in our midst, Inspector?
I do. If any of you recently encountered a youngish, good-looking fellow, smart suit, light shirt, hatless, but well-spoken, someone who claims to have recently moved into the neighbourhood, Someone who on the face of it seems as sane as you or I. Well, now is the time to speak. Don't interrupt.
Inspector?
Very well.
No, Felicity, no!
Lady Cynthia, I really must ask you to put yourself completely in my hands.
Don't, Inspector! I love Albert!
I really don't think you grasp my meaning.
Inspector, is one of us in danger?
Didn't it strike you as odd that upon his escape, the madman made a beeline directly for Muldoon Manor? It is my guess he holds a deep-seated grudge for someone in this very house. Lady Muldoon, where is your husband?
My husband? You don't mean...
I don't know, but I have reason to believe that one of you is the real McCoy.
The real what?
William Herbert McCoy, who as a young man encountered the madman in the street whilst being solicited for sixpence for a cup of tea. He replied, "Why don't you go and do a decent day's work, you shifty old bag of horse manure?" In Canada all those years ago, before he made his fortune. Now the madman was a mere boy at the time, but he never forgot that moment, and thenceforth carried in his heart the promise of revenge. Is there something you've forgotten to tell me?
Ah! So the madman has struck! Oh, it's horrible, horrible!
Just as I feared. Now you see the sort of man you're trying to protect.
I can't believe it!
Well, I'll have to tell him, Cynthia. No! Inspector, a stranger of that description has indeed appeared in our midst. Simon Gascoigne. Oh, he had some, I'll give you that, and he took me in completely. I'm afraid I made a fool of myself over him.
And so did Cynthia.
And where is he now?
He must be around the house. He couldn't get away in these conditions.
You're right. Fear not, Lady Cynthia. I will apprehend the man who murdered your husband.
My husband? I don't understand.
Everything points to Gascoigne.
But who's that?
Your husband.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
I tell you it's not.
I'm in charge of this case.
But that's not my husband.
Are you sure?
Oh, for goodness sake.
Well, who is it then?
I don't know.
Anybody?
Well, I've never seen him before.
Quite unlike anybody I've ever met.
This case is becoming an utter shambles.
Oh, but what are we going to do
I'm
now?
going to call the police.
But you are the police.
Thank God I'm here. We've been cut off.
You mean?
Yes, cut off from the world all alone and in grave danger.
You mean?
Yes, I believe the killer will strike again.
You mean?
Yes, one of us ordinary mortals, thrown together by fate, cut off by the elements, is the killer. He must be found. Search the house.
Anybody about? Funny.
Simon's up for the job.
What happened, Inspector?
He's dead. Simon Gascoigne, I presume. Rough justice even for a killer. Unless we have assumed the body could not have been moved until Simon Gascoigne entered the house. But there's your answer. And now, who killed Simon Gascoigne and why?
Why
Not exactly. A good riddance.
Yes, it must be quite easy to get away with murder, provided one's motive is inscrutable enough.
Fickle young pup. He was deceiving her left, right, and centre.
Of course, I'd still have Buckridge behind me to deal with.
She needs someone steadier, a moment surer.
And if I could, so could he.
I know of a rather nice hotel, run by a man of the world, discreet.
And uneasy lies the head that wears the crown.
Breakfast served in bed, and no questions asked.
What a pugnet dreams of me.
What?
What do you make of it so far?
It is at this point for me that the play has come alive. The groundwork has been well and truly laid, and the author has taken his time to learn from the masters of the genre. He has created a real situation, and few will doubt his ability to resolve it with startling denouement. No. But that is what it lacks so far. But it has a beginning, a middle, and I have no doubt it will prove to have an end. So let us give thanks, and double thanks, for a good clean show without the trace of smut. But even all this would have been for nothing if it weren't for a performance that I consider to be one of the summits in the range of contemporary theatre, which is possibly the finest Cynthia since the war.
If we examine this closely, and close examination is the least tribute this play deserves, I think we will find within the austere framework of what is on one level a weekend country house, and what a useful symbol that is, the author has given us, yes, I would go so far as to say he has given us the human condition.
With more talent in her little finger,
Uncanny ear that may have belonged to a Van Gogh,
a scandal that the public honors have failed to mention.
faced as we are with such ubiquitous obliquity, it is hard, yes, it is hard, and therefore I shall not attempt to refrain from invoking the names of Kafka, Sartre, Shakespeare, St. Paul, Beckett, Burkett, Pinero, Pirandello, Dante, and Dorothy L. Sayers.
A rattling good evening, I was held.
Harder still, harder than I can. Neither do I. Dante and Dorothy L. Hello. It's for you. It's for you.
Hello? Oh, for God's sakes, Myrtle! How many times have I told you never to phone me in work? What? Last night? I assure you there's nothing going on between us. I simply met her for dinner by the way of keeping au fait with the paint and the mortar. What? No. I promise, my dear. Yes, I do. Yes, I said yes. I do. And you're mine too, Myrtle. Darling, I can't. I'm not alone. No, she's not with me. All right, all right. I love your little pink ears and you're my baby bunny boo. Now, for God's sakes, Myrtle. Okay.
Out! You!
Well, good evening.
What are you doing here?
Well, hi.
Honestly, darling, you really are extraordinary.
Yes, well, here I am.
You must have been desperate to see me. I mean, I'm flattered, but couldn't it wait until I got back?
No. You've got this all wrong.
Oh, what is it?
How about last night? Perhaps I gave you the wrong impression, got a bit carried away, perhaps.
What are you trying to say?
I'd like to call it off. make any promises. The fact is, I do have a reputation.
You don't have to say any
My
more.
wife, I don't know how she
You've
found
all
out.
known.
Sorry you have to find out like this. I didn't.
You're a landering coward.
Sorry, I meant those things I said. The show is brilliant.
I'll kill you for this. Simon Gascoigne.
Good God.
I've come to set up the card table, sir.
I can't stay for a game of cards.
Oh, no, you must. I've told Lady Muldoon and she's very disappointed.
You mean she wants to meet me?
Yes, I've told her it's put her in quite a tizzy.
Yes. I mean, a man of my reputation does have some small name in the making. I mean, yes, of course. Quite a tizzy, you say. I suppose.
But Boo, what the hell are you doing, man?
I know what you're thinking, but the fact is, I genuinely consider her performance to be
Darling.
Lady madam. And may I say, I genuinely consider your performance.
Please, don't say anything for the moment. Just hold me.
All right. She does have her mouth open! And may I say, my lady, from the first moment I saw you, I felt my whole life changing.
We can't go on meeting like this.
I'm not afraid to proclaim nightly my love for you. Thankfully, that won't be necessary. I know for a rather nice hotel, run by a man of the world, discreet.
But darling, this is madness.
Yes, I am mad in love with you.
Oh, please remember where we are.
I don't care what they think. I love you.
Don't! I love Albert!
Albert's dead! Do you understand me? Albert's dead!
No! I'll never give up hope! Let me go! We're not free!
You mean mortal? She means nothing to me. Nothing! She's all cocoa and blue fur nylon slippers. There's not a creative spark in her whole slumping.
You're a cad, Simon! You will use me and cast me aside as you have cast aside so many others!
No, Cynthia. On you!
You're ruthless, so strong, so cruel.
Have you taken leave of your tiny mind?
Stop! Can't you see you're making a fool of yourself?
She's right.
You stay out of this!
Yes? Oh, what is it, Mrs. Drudge?
I've come to close the windows, milady. The fog.
Yes, you'd better.
Look, they've got your number.
I'll leave when I'm very well ready. Thank you very much.
I hope you don't see the finish of you.
You can take your 2 penny gumseed prognostications and shove them back! I want something bigger, finer. Why could it not be Hicks?
Fetch it down, will you?
I think I hear him coming down the stairs, milady.
Oh! Simon! Oh, darling, are you all right?
That reckless bastard!
What's he doing here?
He just turned up.
Really? How do you like it here?
I couldn't take this night after night.
So, you're still here.
Of course he's still here. We're going to play cards. And there's no need to introduce you two, is there? For I recall now that you, Simon, met me through Felicity, our mutual friend.
Yes, Simon is an old...
Yes. I mean, I just met her by the way of. I mean, she lacks technique, of
Last
course.
night?
I am not talking about last night!
Indeed. Well, you did, Felicity. Simon, help me with the sofa.
Did you see that? He tried to kill me! I told you it was Magnus! Not that it is Magnus!
Who did it, you mean?
What?
You think it's not Magnus who's done it?
For God's sakes, Moon! The facts are staring at you in the face! He's after Cynthia for one thing!
It's Gascoigne, isn't it?
Over my dead body!
If he comes between...
Will you sit down for God's sakes? I gotta go ahead, but I think we gotta make up before.
Right. Who starts?
I do. me for a no-bid drop in double my holdings on South Squee.
What?
Did I hear you say you saw Felicity last night, Simon? Pay 21s or trump my contract. Cynthia's turn. I'll trump your contract with 5 domino trumps there, and I'll move westwards for the rebid with a baccarat and a second trick there. Simon?
Yes. Do you mind playing that again?
And I'll rough your dummy with 5 no-bid trumps there, and I support your rebid with a baccarat and a solo dummy trick there.
And I call your bluff.
Oh, well done, Simon. Strange how Simon appeared in the neighbourhood from nowhere. We know so little about him. Right, Simon, it's your opening on the minor bid. Let's see. I think I'll overbid the straight convention with 2 no trumps and King's Gambit offered there, and West dummy split double and Queen Bishop 4 there.
Faites-vous jeu. Rien ne va plus. Rouge et noir. 0.
Simon?
And I call your bluff.
I melt, I huff.
I rough.
I bluff.
Twist, bus.
Tech.
Snap.
How's that? Not out.
Double top.
Bingo.
Oh, no, Simon, you're not in tonight. We shall see. The night is not over yet. Simon Gascoigne.
Red herring. Smell of my law force. She's as clean as a whistle. I've seen it 1,000 times. Incidentally, I've seen you two before, haven't I? Strange. There's something about you.
Care for a spin round the rose garden, Cynthia?
No, Magnus. I must talk to Simon.
There's nothing for you there, Major. Nothing.
You think so?
I do. She knows which way her bread is buttered. She's not going to give me over for a heavily disguised cripple.
There's an old Canadian.
Don't give me that! I've stumbled on you. I've stumbled on you guys right from the start. You think you're all very clever, but you're not. Sooner or later, you're all found out. Incidentally, I've definitely seen you somewhere. Where have I seen you?
I think I'll go oil my gun.
Double bluff! I've seen it 1,000 times.
I think Magnus suspects something. And Felicity. Simon! Was there anything between you and Felicity?
No. I simply met her for a drink, told her she'd go far, that sort of thing. Good God, the fuss that's been made over a simple flirtation.
If I find that you have falsely seduced me from my dear husband Albert, I'll kill Simon Gascoigne.
What the hell are you doing, man? I don't know!
I hope you understand you're turning it into a complete farce.
I know, but I can't live without her. Give up my position, of course. I don't care, I'm a goner, I tell you.
But Boot, think about your family, your friends, your high standing in the world of letters, and then...
But Boot, what are you doing? But Boot, leave it alone. But Boot, yeah boy. But Boot. It's Higgs.
What?
I tell you, it's Higgs!
Don't be absurd.
He's dead! Dead! Who'd want to
You must have been lying there the whole time.
kill Higgs? It's not me. Moon.
That means it must be me and Puckridge now.
Moon. But I did not do anything. I get it now.
I only
I
think
see
I
it.
did not.
I finally
did
see
not-
it.
I
Moon, I
did not-
finally see it.
Oh my God, Inspector! What happened?
He's dead. But that's a bit rough, isn't it? Bit strange. I mean, he was a fickle old bastard, but who would want to kill him?
Say that it is
compare this ragbag with the masters of the genre to see that here we have a trifle that does not happen to be my cup of tea at all.
I'm sorry to be blunt, but there's no getting away from it. It lacks pace. A complete ragbag.
I would go further. Those of you who were there at the Comedy Française on Wednesday last need not be reminded that hysterics are no substitute for eclat.
It lacks elan.
Some of the cast seems to have given up acting altogether. Apparently aghast for every reason, having found themselves in an evening that would and will make the angels weep.
I am not a prude, but I fail to see the reason for this shower of filth and sexual allusion foisted upon an unsuspecting public, and all in the guise of modernity at all costs.
Well, Inspector, is this your man?
Yes. Yes.
It's Simon.
It's Simon, yes. Is this a joke?
If it is, Inspector, it's in very poor taste.
All right. All right. I'm going to find out who did this and why. I want everyone to go and occupy the positions they held when the shot was fired. No one will leave the house.
I think we all had the opportunity to fire the shot, Inspector.
I'm not talking about
But which of us would want to?
maybe you, Major Magnus.
Why should I want to kill him?
Because he was onto you. Yes. He tumbled onto you right from the start, and you shot him just as he was about to reveal that you killed this chap.
But what motive would I have for killing him? Who is this chap, Inspector?
Quite unlike anyone I've ever met. Well, now.
Inspector?
Yes, my good lady, yes.
Happening to enter this room earlier in the day to close the windows, I chanced upon hearing a remark made by the deceased Simon Gascoigne to her ladyship, visa.
I will kill anyone who comes in between us.
Aha! Well, that's the answer then. This chap was obviously murdered by Simon.
But he didn't come between us.
And who then killed Simon?
Subsequent to that reported remark, Inspector, I also happened to be within an earshot of a remark made by her ladyship to the deceased, visa. I will kill you, Simon Gascoigne. I hope you don't mind me mentioning him,
Not at all, not at all. It is from these chance remarks that we in the force build up a complete picture before moving in for the arrest. It won't be long now, I fancy. And I must warn you, Cynthia Muldoon,
Yes.
anything you...
I hated Simon Gascoigne, for he had me in his power, but I did not kill him.
Prior to that reported remark, Inspector, I also happened to be within earshot of a remark made by Miss Cunningham. It's no doubt in the heat of the moment, but it stuck in my mind as these things do, visa. I will kill you, Simon Gascoigne.
The final piece of the puzzle, yes, I think I can solve the mystery now. This chap was obviously McCoy. McCoy, the Canadian who, as we heard, encountering Gascoigne in the streets and being solicited for 6 pence a coffee apple, smacked him across the ear with a cry, "How's that for a grudge to harbour, you sniffling little Berkshire," all those many years ago in Canada. Gascoigne bided his time but tracked down McCoy to this very house, having on the way in the neighborhood run into a simple girl from the provinces. Oh, he had charm, sophistication. I'm sure he told her she would go straight to the top, and she, taken in by his charm and sophistication and his promises to see her all right on the night, gave in, and to his simple desires. Perhaps she loved him. We shall never know. For on a very moment of triumph, his eye fell on another. Yes, I speak of you, Lady Cynthia Muldoon. From the very moment he saw you, there was no other woman for him. He was in your spell, willing to sacrifice anything. Even you, Felicity Cunningham. was only today, having met him here accidentally, you learned the truth. There was a bitter argument, an argument that ended with your promise to kill him, a promise you carried out in this very room at the first opportunity, and I must warn you, anything you say now...
It doesn't make any sense!
Not at first glance, perhaps.
Could not have Simon been killed by the same person who killed McCoy?
But why should any of us want to kill a perfect stranger?
Perhaps he was not a stranger to one of us.
But Simon was the madman, wasn't he?
We only have your word for that, Inspector. We only have your word for a lot of things. For instance, McCoy. McCoy. Who is he? Is his name McCoy? Is there any truth in that fantastic and implausible tales of the insults inflicted in the Canadian streets? Or is there something else? Something quite unknown to us? Suppose for a moment that the madman, having killed a stranger for private, inscrutable reasons of his own, was disturbed before he could dispose of the body. So having cut the telephone wires, he decided to return to the scene of the crime, masquerading as Police Inspector Hound.
I'm not mad! Well, I'm quite sure I'm not mad. It's not...
Only to discover that there was another man named Simon Gascoigne who recognized the corpse as a man with whom you had held a deep-seated crush.
But I did not kill. But sometimes I dream...
I put it to you. Are you the real Inspector Hound?
You know damn well I am not. What's this all about?
I thought as much.
I just dream. Sometimes I dream. Sometimes I said I was...
So, it was you!
The madman!
The killer!
The stranger in our midst!
Oh, it's horrible, horrible!
Yes. We had a shrewd suspicion he would turn up here. And he walked into the trap.
What trap?
I am not the real Magnus Muldoon. It was a mere subterfuge, and I now reveal myself as... Yes. I am the real Inspector Hound.
Buckridge!
You bastard! Stand where you are, or I shoot.
You killed Higgs! Birdwood tried to warn me and then you shot him!
Stop in the name of the law. I have waited a long time for this moment.
So, you're the real Inspector Hound?
Not only that, I've been leading a double life. At least.
You mean?
Yes. It's been 10 long years. But don't you know me?
You mean?
Yes! It is me. Albert! Who lost his memory and joined the force, rising by merit to the rank of inspector. His past blotted out, until fate cast him back into their home. He left behind. Back to the beautiful woman he brought back as his girlish bride. In short, my darling, my memory is returned, and your long wait is over.
Oh, Albert! Oh.
Buckridge, you cunning bastard.
Ladies and gentlemen, presenting the cast of The Real Inspector Hound.
Thank you for coming. We tried something very different, an absurd play, something we've not tried before, so I'm really glad people came in, they appreciated it. We had 2 full houses, and it's been great. We just want to quickly call out the person behind the stage who's been helping us. Bilal, our stage manager, can you just come on, Bilal? And on microphone, Mr. Ahmed and Mr. Kuku, thank you so much. And all the production members we have, Coral, Monica, am I missing someone over here? Chandni. Great, thank you. It's great to see all of you. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the final show, but 872 Productions does this on a regular basis. If you'd like to sign up, you can sign up outside. All of these people that you see up here at some point started over there and decided to take a leap over here. And so if you do decide to get involved, jump right in. We have a number of productions. This is the home of community theatre in Dubai with the Junction, where you'll see a lot of productions that come up from different production houses. We have a number of great plays coming up, including Enter Macbeth, including Sutradhar, including Short and Sweet Theatre Festival, and of course 872's own Boing Boing coming up in January. If you'd like to meet one of the cast of the crew, they'll be outside in about 2 minutes. Thank you so much for being here, ladies and gentlemen. Have a lovely evening.